welcome to Time for a Change with Sherry
and McYon.
And I just want to say welcome. We had an awesome weekend.
We sure did.
Well, I mean, I did. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was good. What did I do?
I know you were busy. Don't even try it.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know. Saturday. Girl, my mind is a blank.
Well, my son came home.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what that means. They rob you blind.
Oh.
Just on purpose.
That's how it is with young adults, right?
Yeah, yeah. So he comes home and he needs his hair cut and he needs an outfit because homecoming is this week.
Oh, wow.
What? So, yeah. Well, he's gone back to school.
Okay.
So,
give a shout out to Maryland Eastern Shore.
Shout out to Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yes.
Go Hawks.
Yes, go Hawks.
But then, you know, of course, his twin sisters at Shawan University in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Go Hawks.
Both of them Hawks?
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That
is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? They picked two different schools, but with the same mascot.
Wow.
That's crazy.
She didn't come home this weekend?
No. No, she stays. She likes
North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I really just got a blank. I really don't know what I did this weekend. I don't know what's going on with
Nana sat. Your granny sat.
That's what it was. See, it's easy to forget that. Yeah, I had to actually sit and babysit my grandmother this weekend. So that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. But I did it, so.
I know.
Love you, Grandma.
It's fun Nana sitting. I used to put her in there. Nana sitting. I used to like keeping Nana.
Mm-hmm. But today I had an awesome day.
I know. I see your shirt.
Yeah,
I'm really
I did
jealous.
my teen dating workshop down in Charles County with the Zontas of Charles County. It was a total of 25 teens there, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. And so after the event and everything, we always give them a survey to do. We had great reviews, and it even turned into, they was telling the Zonta members that you need to do more of this.
Wow.
And so they were like, okay, we're going to have to book y'all to come back often. Then we even met another lady who she was saying she wanted us to partner with her organization to do something quarterly.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it was awesome.
That's
it was
great.
An awesome day. It was a lot of feedback. It was very interactive, and they learned a lot just basically.
What was the age group?
It was high school. It was 14 to 18.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They need that.
Yes, they did. And, you know, some of them have stated that they have experienced teen dating violence and some haven't. But it was good because we really gave them some tools to be able to help.
Exactly.
Whether their friend is being abused or their friend is the abuser.
Right.
So it was really good. And they really took a lot home from that. You know, they really were engaged.
That's good.
They were really engaged, so it was wonderful.
That's good, and that's exactly what we need, and that's why we do what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's exactly what we need, to have these real conversations with them now.
Absolutely.
Not being proactive,
because they're having the conversations,
so,
and they're having the experiences.
Exactly.
So we have to be able to talk to them on that level to let them know that we do understand. Thank you.
I saw y'all's picture earlier. I was a little jealous.
Yes, we had our little
T-shirts on. I want a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll get my shirt later. But so yeah. Okay, so what do we have in the news?
Oh, in the news, out of Georgia. You know, mostly all of our stories be out of Georgia. I don't know if it's just the
it really has.
this news outlet that I go to or whatever, but it's a lot of stories out of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is that a mother had woke up in the middle of the night for some reason. She had got I guess maybe a feeling or something, that something wasn't right. So she got up in the middle of the night and she went into her daughter's room, and it was this man in her daughter's room about to rape her 12-year-old daughter. And what happened, the mother ran out the room and ran and got her shotgun. So the pedophile, because that's what he is, and he was a known pedophile. Once he ran into the closet and he jumped out, she shot and killed him right there on the spot. He stumbled out into the hallway of the house or whatever, and he died there. But the mother and daughter were safe. They hid themselves in the house while the mother called the police. And when the police got there, you know, they found out what was going on. So there was no charge. The mother will not be charged, thank God. No charges will be filed against her. And it's just a sad thing. You know, I'm just, you know, you can't help but think like, what if she wouldn't have felt that intuition to get up to go and look in her daughter's room? Then you can only imagine what could have happened. And, you know, we don't know his side of the story. We don't know if he was watching the little girl. We don't know how he got into the house. Yeah, or anything.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Scary.
So it's just those things that's happening. Yeah. It's happening all around us. And, you know, we have to be aware of that. And it's just, I'll tell you, I just don't know what I'll do. Wake up and someone that you don't know is in your house.
I'd probably do what the mama did. Get the gun, shoot him.
Yeah, I hope to get to a gun, you know, but I'm just thinking like you walking through your house. And, you know, just think if you were to get up and get a cup of water or something and someone is in your home. I mean, I guess that would kick in what Dwayne was telling us about those self-defense techniques that we need.
Yeah.
That way it give us a little time and be able to get away.
Be ready to respond. Yeah. We have to be aware of how to respond. So, yeah, we know those techniques, but in real time, I'd probably do what the mother did. Yeah. And we have to remember, just before we go to bed, you know, remember to check your doors and check your windows. Because sometimes, you know, you may have a window open. It was nice that day. You may forgot that it was open. But we got so many predators out here. But you know what you also have to do, even as ladies, especially as single women, when we have, like, maintenance men come to the house, you have to really stay with them. You have to make sure that they're doing and where they're supposed to be. I heard of a story where a guy had gone downstairs in the woman's basement, and she was wondering, you know, what he needed to really go into the basement for, but she really didn't. She didn't question it. You know, he went into the basement, and he had unlocked her basement door. Wow. Yeah, with probably intentions on coming back. Something told her to go into the basement, and I don't know, I can't remember where I heard the story from, and that made her go downstairs. So, you know, we have to be aware of things like that and just stay on alert. Sad that we have to do that, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Absolutely. You know, and that's one thing we have to do is continue to check your doors and check your windows and make sure that they're locked. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. We live in a time that's, I just don't know what to say. We're living in a very dangerous time right now. We have to be very observant of everything around us. Yeah, people are out for self, and they're out for self-gratification and just self. So we do have to be very alert. And, you know, I even tell my daughter all the time down there in North Carolina, riding on those back roads, and, you know, just be very aware. And be ready. Just be ready to respond, whatever that looks like. Yeah, you know, a lot of times it's not just random. Sometimes they watch you. You know, they watch through the environment and all of these things, and they know what's going on. They know when you're going to be home by yourself. They know who all live in there. They know what time you coming in. You know, sometimes you have to switch up your routine. You definitely have to switch up. You have to switch up your routine. I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and she was sharing with me a story how when she was young, and she was like, you know, she was like 12 years old walking from school, and this grown man in a car followed her for like 6 blocks just harassing her. You know, just harassing her. And so, you know, she said she had to run between the lights and everything, and when she ran, he had got stopped at a traffic light, so she went and actually hid. So he wouldn't know where she was at. She said, but you know, the next days that she was going to school, she was very scared because she didn't know if he was going to come back. And so this is what we're up against. Yeah. You have these predators out here day in and day out, and they're out here looking for their next victim. Yep. So it's very important. You know, there's a lot of self-defense classes out here. There's also, what is the self-defense company that mostly all the ladies use? You know, the little devices they have, the pepper spray. And remember the little dagger thing that we had? I have the dagger. I can't think of it. I have the I know
damsel in defense,
something like that.
Something like that. Damsel in defense. Yeah. And we have to have something on us, you know, to be able to protect ourselves. As we have that, at least those seconds where we're able to get away, you know, is very important. So, you know, we have to learn those things, and, you know,
and get back to community, because as these children are walking in the neighborhoods and they're going to school, you know, if we need to talk to those people that do stay home, you know, to
neighborhood watch, need to be watching
that these babies are walking home from school, so that they can be on alert. Because, you know, just like the Duggar girl, not her last name wasn't Duggar. Many moons ago, young lady, when she was kidnapped, and they found her, and she was living in their backyard.
The smart girl who they came into her house and kidnapped her out of her house.
Was that her?
I mean, she was one of the girls that got kidnapped out of her own house.
Yeah, and they found her. And just pedophiles, just nasty, and then kept her in the back of that yard for years. How many babies did she have? I mean, it's just sad. It's just happening every day. It's just sad. So we have to protect our babies, y'all. Do what we have to do. Get back to community, and let these children know that we're here to protect them, not harm them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we do have a lineup for today. We have Rodney Grimes in the house. The photographer of Photo Times is the name of his business. He's been in business since 1985 and pretty well established here in the D.C. area. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. And we also have Kelis Glanville in the house. She's our 9-year-old youth entrepreneur. Yes. She's a fashion designer. Yes. She is here because she is about to debut Y'all not ready.
her fashions this week at the Passion Over Poverty event. Teen Talent Showcase in Washington, D.C. She's going to be over there with our lovely sister, Queen Afee. Yep. So as soon as we take this break, we'll be right back, and we'll have our guests here.
We'll be right back. They're not ready for you, girl.
and welcome back to Time for a Change with Sherry
and McYon.
How are you? So I'm so glad to be here today. As far as I know, I'm looking at a couple of notes here that VoxWave is now on the Android app. So if you are a Droid person, go. Android is now in the what is it? App Store?
Play Store. The Play Store.
Play Store. Mm-hmm. That's right. We have App Store. Apple has App Store.
So our Android is the Play Store.
Okay.
So go there and download it. It is free, and that way you can see us.
You can watch it, and also VoxWave is now streaming. Now featuring streaming radio media player on the website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. So if you'd like any information on that, getting your music heard 24/7 on the VoxWave network, make sure that you hit up Reggie Gaskins at 240-832-4455. Again, that's 240-832-4455. So as you can see, our guest is here. Hello, Mr. Grimes. How are you?
I'm well, ladies.
Good. Hello.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for coming.
The photographer.
That's right.
Right. Started Photo Times in 1985. And I see that you've been a firm believer in making sure your customers are satisfied.
100%.
Giving them high quality work.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about Mr. Grimes and how you got started.
Basically, started shooting about when I was about 15 years old. Was a passion I picked up from one of my uncles. As I realized it was a good way to make some money legally, I started with a Polaroid camera. And then after I got in the military, I bought me my first Canon A1. And when I came home, I decided to start Photo Time and Production, PTP. And basically opened up a studio, and it started just to develop into a real good business.
Yeah.
So I have a real serious passion for photography, and I do a few other things as well. So I don't know if you would probably consider me one of the jack of all trades and the master of none.
It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your favorite, is it style of photography? Is it, what do they call it, portraits? Or is it still photography?
Basically, keep it real, anything that's paint. No.
That's real. We like to keep it real here. Whatever's paying, we'll do.
But I love shooting people. So I don't care if they're models, music artists, children, weddings.
Yeah.
I enjoy shooting people.
So you said weddings. So hello, everybody that's out there. If you're looking to get married or a sweet 16 birthday party or something like that, you definitely want to hit up Mr. Grimes. I guess you'll leave your contact information towards the end.
Yes.
So that sounds really interesting. I was discussing with you earlier how my daughter just got into photography out of nowhere. So you must definitely have a passion for it, I guess, to really.
Yeah, I've been doing it over 30 years now. So it's something that's a part of my life now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you take this picture of this beautiful young lady on the back of here?
Yes, I did. Actually, she's about 28 years old now. That's actually my daughter.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Can we get this? Because she is gorgeous.
Isn't she cute?
This is really gorgeous here.
I guess that showed the quality of my work. Cause,
absolutely.
She's 28 years old
now.
So that picture,
and it looks like you just did this.
I wouldn't have thought
this is gorgeous. She is beautiful.
That is beautiful. That's a nice picture.
And what's her name?
Her name is Nika Lynn, a.k.a. Baby Girl.
A.k.a. Baby Girl.
Baby Girl, you all on the back of the biography and everything. Okay, exciting.
So, of course, Rodney, when I was talking with you, I shared with you that Time for Change, our show is a platform where we discuss domestic violence and also those issues that plague our community, that people sweep under the rug.
Right.
So we thank you for being here today, but we wanted to get into talking about domestic violence and how it has affected your life.
Right. Okay. And when we was talking, I told you I'd be very direct and candid. I grew up in a situation where I was exposed to domestic violence. My father was a very, very aggressive man, abusing my mom and my siblings. Nothing sexually, but the mental and physical beatings and things of that nature. The one thing that always bothered me was a lot of people take it lightly. They think that this really doesn't happen. Some people think it just happened on television, but that's not the case. Many of us have experienced this. And the thing is, as a man, what's important for me that other men know, watch what you let your sons see you do. Now, that can apply for women as well, but I'm thinking about the young guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Because watching my father hit my mom made it okay for me to hit a woman in my mind. Wasn't the right thing to do, but I just felt like, okay, hey, my mom stayed there for whatever reasons, and I just thought it was a part of growing up and a part of love, you know.
Absolutely.
But as I grew older, I started to see where it really was having a serious effect on me and how I was networking and dealing with other people. It gave me a very, very bad attitude sometimes, and I became very hot-tempered. Very protective over my family because of the abuse. That sometimes is good, but can be very, very bad at the same time. So, you know.
How many siblings did you have?
I have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
And all of you also experienced the abuse at some level?
Pretty much, yes. The youngest, who we pretty much tried to protect and not have her have to deal with any of that nonsense. We did what we could, but even she saw some of it, you know. But if I can be honest with you, my brother and my oldest sister, I probably think was more victim. Or, you know, they was exposed to a lot more than me. My brother's 10 years older than me, and he did a lot of protecting, you know, in the household. And these things here, like I said, was it affects all of us one way or another. I can't speak for them, you know, but I can speak for myself, and I know what happened with me.
Right.
You know, I got to a point like I figured if a woman hit me, I could hit her back.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, would I tell my grandson that today? No.
Right.
I tell my grandson, yo, don't put your hands on a woman.
Right.
You know, because I'm not going to show him that.
Right.
And the bad part is that when you're exposed to this night and day, it becomes a part of you. You find yourself, you know, and with my first marriage, I didn't have a problem if my wife did something wrong, you know, that I could be physical. And she tolerated that because she came out of that environment too a little bit. See, she saw her parents go through it. Because back then, it was almost like okay for a man to beat his woman.
Yeah, it was okay for a man to beat his woman. You know, the police would show up and they would just separate you for a little bit of time, but you'll go right back into the household, and there really wasn't any really consequences to it happening. So women did get used to being abused and accepting it. And then another thing is because, you know, most men was doing the providing for them. A lot of them didn't work, you know, or even able to financially take care of themselves alone. So they had to stay to be able to have that support. And like you said something big when you talked about the boys or what boys see. Statistics say that little boys who grow up in houses where their fathers are abusing their mothers or seeing that physical abuse, that they are twice as likely to grow up and repeat that.
And that's 100%. Like I said, I only can speak for myself. It got to a point, like I said, I figured, you know, it didn't matter whether it was a male or female. If you hit me, I was going to hit you back. But as I got older, I realized that I studied the martial arts, and I was able to do quite a few things a little better than the females. I realized, hey, this is kind of taking advantage of them when, you know, you use that male dominance over them. But the real point of my changing was when my daughter was born. When my daughter was born, then I realized that I wasn't going to tolerate no man putting his hands on her.
That's right.
For no reason.
They always say that little girls will change a man. A man that's ready to mature, and at that point in his life, they say a lot of times that a man having a girl will change his life.
Yes, and it does. You start to realize, you know, hey, and you know, I guess the way I would explain it, and I tell my sons, okay, any woman that you have, that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's aunt, cousin, mother, you know what I mean? So that's the same thing applies with my daughter. So when I'm dealing with someone, I have to remember, how would I want somebody to treat my daughter? That's right. And the abuse thing is so bad that so many women at young age seeing this, they was making like it was okay until they got their jaw broke or they walking around with a bucket. Now, and now let me be honest with you. We said we're gonna be honest, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Always.
You know, I can recall several relationships that I was in that I was physical, and sometimes I realized that I started. Some people would tell them, say, "Yo, the guy right there, you know, he'll whoop your tail," meaning that was some females telling another female that. It wasn't that I go out and fight women, no. If I'm in a situation and she hit me, I hit her back. I didn't just go home and beat on her. Right. No, that wasn't the case. But nevertheless, I did do it. And as, like I said, with my daughter, because started to get growing up 8, 9 years old, you know, I see little boys trying to punch her or whatever. Because I remember she came home one day and she told me a little boy had punched her. I was furious. Like, I went up to the school. All I wanted to do is see his daddy because if, you know, it's on.
Right.
And those are the things that start making me think about what I was exposed to.
And another thing with women, you know, what I have found, a lot of women have learned how to accept abuse because when they're young, just that situation you just said, when little girls go home to their parents and they tell their parents that this little boy pushed me or hit me, or even to the educators, a lot of people didn't know how to deal with that. So what they did in turn, they would say, well, you know, he likes you. And he just don't know how to express that. So you're already setting that little girl up to say that when he hits me, he just likes me. And so I have to accept that because he don't know how to say he like me.
That is so true.
It's still prevalent today. I just had someone who went through that with their 5-year-old daughter at school. The same thing is still happening. I remember when I was in grade school, they were saying that. Little boys pull your hair, pushing you down. Oh, he just likes you. And they thought it was funny. Like, they would laugh. And so as a young girl, you growing up, you're like, okay, well, now he likes me.
And that's the wrong.
And you grow up with that. And so you grow up thinking that, okay, well, when he put his hands on me, he's showing me love.
Right. And that's what you start planting that seed in there. You telling them, he pulled your hair. Oh, he like you. Okay, well, he pulled your hair. Next time he gonna punch you. Well, what I tell my granddaughter, first of all, no guy should put his hands on you, period.
Right.
If he like you, then what he should be doing is buying you some candy or something.
Yeah. Give me your lunch money.
Carry your book bag.
Right.
Carry your book bag. Right.
Do something
Give me
nice.
your lunch money.
Your
or something. But he gonna come in there and kick her and then
kick her, push her. And I have seen some little girls. I remember my sister in grade school. My little sister used to fight the boys all the time because she had all this long hair, very cute little girl, and she would always have to end up fighting boys. And I used to be like, oh my goodness, every time, okay, we're going to keep going through this saying that they like her, and she keep going through it. That was traumatizing for her, growing up like that. And that made her very defensive when she grew up, of how she dealt with men.
That's right. Now, you always feel like you have to be on the defense.
Because now I got to protect myself around you. I don't know what you going to do. You know, you say you love me or you like me, but how is that going to pan out? Am my eye going to be black? Is my arm going to be broke? I mean, because even me, I am a survivor of domestic violence, and I thought the same thing, because I didn't see no healthy relationship around me. I didn't know what a loving relationship looked like. I seen older people fighting, all those things, and then getting gifts, you know. Right. Like I always say, the women in my family, they always got cars and furs and jewels, and I would see them with these men having these bad behaviors, and it was like the behavior was always rewarded.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that you do not want the young ladies or the young guys to assume that when somebody abuses you, that's natural. Mm-hmm. It's not natural. Mm-hmm. That's actually somebody taking it's a bad behavior.
Yeah, it's control.
Yeah, it's a control situation, and they taking advantage of you. Mm-hmm. And, you know, under no circumstances should any female, I'm going to tell you another situation that happened. My daughter, it was her birthday. And I like I said, I'm keeping it real, okay? So I was running the street doing some crazy things or whatever. And when I came in, her mom grabbed all her birthday gifts that was bought by somebody else, and she started ripping them up. And I reacted. Now, because, again, that I've always seen my father hit my mom, I hit her. Mm-hmm. I actually hit her in the eye and swole her eye real bad. Mm-hmm. And my daughter saw it. Mm. And this is not something good. I'm not proud about this at all. My daughter just started crying, and she was like, "Daddy, don't hit my mommy, don't hit my mommy," you know. And my daughter loves me, okay. And now the fact is that wasn't my intention to hit her. It was a reaction. A reaction based on the fact that I've seen this before. Mm-hmm. So this is already embedded in my head for me to, you know, respond this way.
Because this is how I get control of the situation.
Exactly.
I have to control her. So I have to physically hurt her so she can know who's in control and who runs this.
Right. And so with that attitude, my daughter saw this, and so this would happen the very next day. Even though me and her mom, you know, I was talking to her and apologizing. You know, you shouldn't have did this, that, and that's why I did it. You know, and she was like, "Look at my eye," you know, and I was like, "But you shouldn't have tore up." I'm trying to rationalize the situation.
Turn it around.
I have to turn it around, but who was the victim?
She was?
Well, no, it wasn't just the mother. It was
the child.
Daughter.
Yeah, those are the innocent victims.
Right. She was the victim because now she saw this, and she saw her father do something that was unacceptable. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, as I say, you know, it's nothing I'm real proud of, but I like to speak the truth, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything when it comes to me keeping it real. I'm going to tell it like it is. The fact is back then, you know, I wasn't a man. I wasn't a real man then. I'm a man now, because ain't nothing a woman can do to me. I'm not going to stand there and let her offend me or put me in a position where I'm going to put my hands on her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away. I'm a better man than you see. I show her, yo, you can't do that to me. Now, if she about 250 pounds and come and start throwing some blows, I'm doing 911.
Right, there you go, brother.
You feel me? I'm calling because we got some women out here that's time enough for you, too.
Oh, yeah. Very aggressive.
Yeah. And on top of that, you know what's funny? We have some women that do the abuse, too.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that, and we'll go into a little bit more detail. But that level of awareness is definitely what we need for more abusers to come to that level of awareness when it comes to abuse. So I applaud you for that.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, good. welcome back to Time for a Change with Sherry and McYon.
Oh, Lord. And McYon. Sherry, go.
So we're here. We are here. So
yeah, I'm here.
So we're here in the studio. We have Rodney Grimes with us in the studio, and we are talking about the experiences he had growing up with domestic violence, with his father being very aggressive towards his mother and the siblings. And you were sharing with us about how you even became, from that situation, an abuser yourself, but you became aware.
Yes.
That at some point it needed to stop.
Yes. And I'm a believer. I believe anything that mind, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Mm-hmm. So you put your mind to it, you can do it. So if you had a drug problem, and that was then, now it's different. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I had a problem being aggressive, I changed it. I don't have a bad temper anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't claim that. Mm-hmm. That's right. What I do now, I remove myself. Mm-hmm. My grandmother always told me you can take a negative and turn to a positive.
That's right.
And that's what I do. Mm-hmm. When I realized that I had a problem, I apologize. I honestly can say, it's quite a few females that I had a relationship with who were aggressive with me as well, and we know that. But whenever I've seen them, I had an opportunity to apologize. I got to tell you about an experience. Mm-hmm. It was this one girl. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. I used to see her. I did like her, but what I used to do, I used to bully her. Mm. Okay? Again, because of habit of what I saw. So every time I saw her, she would run for her life at a very young age, right? Mm-hmm. So years later, after I came out the military, I saw her. God forgive me. Mm. When I saw this woman who was a girl that I used to chase and terrorize her, when she saw me, she had that same fear in her face as a woman. Mm. And to me, she was so beautiful, and I was like, oh my God. And I always really did like her, but I just didn't know how to treat her. Mm-hmm. She, when I walked up on her, she looked like she was just getting ready to go into a panic. Aww. And it broke my heart because I didn't mean to do that to her. Mm-hmm. And that was another changing time in my life when I knew, I said, man, what I did was wrong. Mm-hmm. No man should put his hands on a woman.
Ever.
And woman, and it's vice versa. Yeah. People shouldn't be abusing each other.
Absolutely.
But the real deal is when it's something that's ongoing, and the children are seeing this. You don't know what it was like for me, because it was embedded saying, you know what, abuse is just a part of life, but it's not. No. I'm going to tell you, I'm amazed at the type of man I am. I'm a gentleman. I'm a real man, okay? Now, when it comes to men, you know, I handle my business, but I'm not putting my hands on no woman. And again, I stand by this. My grandsons will know that 100%. That's right. Okay? That's right. My granddaughters will know 100%. No man should put his hands on you. No woman, whatever type of relationship you in, don't accept that abuse. Yeah. Because when people beat on you, that's not love. That's not love, and that's not affection.
No.
And the main thing we have to realize is this. If you put in your mind that you're going to change, you will change.
Absolutely. You have to see yourself there.
Yes.
You have to see yourself wanting to change. And so that's a big part of it. You know, when you get to the point where you got to say enough is enough. Right. And even as a man, you know, to be in that situation, you got to one day say to yourself, okay, what about my worth and who I am? Right. I have become a person that I can't even look my own self in the mirror to I even identify with this man. When did I become this man? Then you start saying, it's a saying that they say, you know, when children grow up and sometimes they have a negative relationship with their parents, you'll hear children always saying that I never want to grow up and be like them. Right. But then when you grow up, you find yourself being them.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You find yourself being exactly them. So you got to see that in yourself and say, you know what, this ain't me. I deserve better. What do I look like this type to be in a relationship with a woman and I have to beat somebody to be with me? Like, I can't even comprehend that because I'm like, shoot, I ain't in the business of keeping nobody who don't want to be kept.
And the worst thing is, I mean, you're looking at anybody who, I just would like to say this, if there's anybody out there that's going through that abuse, you got to understand, that's not the way that you're supposed to let people show you affection and love. And you can get help. You can get help. People will get a mind, they'll get mind control to make you think that you're supposed to take that beating. You're supposed to let them abuse you like that.
Exactly.
And that's not right.
Well, I definitely, I'm going to wrap up, but I want to know, what is one other way that you deal with processing, the anger? I know you said that you'll walk away. Is there anything else that you kind of do now that might help somebody else to be able to say, hey, I'm getting to that point where I need to just walk away, or what do you do? Is there anything else?
I become them. That's all I do. I just become them. I don't nobody want to get hurt. Don't nobody want to get beat on. So why would you think?
So how would I feel?
Right, how would you feel? That's what you got to think about. I mean, you can't be in that. You can't go out like that. My granddaughters, I can't even imagine her calling me, any of them, and telling me, Pops or Granddaddy or Papa, yo, he hit me. I can't even process that anymore. Right. Or my daughters, or my sons. If my sons get one of their wives be beating on them, right, or their partners or whatever, I'm stepping in and saying, look, this is not acceptable. But the one thing that we have to do is process yourself. That's right. Don't put it on another person. You have to be aware. You can't look at it and say the reason why I hit you is because you called me dumb. Right. Okay, I'm not dumb.
I already know that. Right.
So what I do, call me dumb again. Go ahead. Because the next time you call me dumb, I'm out the door. Okay, because I'm going to remove myself.
You have to remove yourself.
You have to remove yourself. I'm not going to come in there and beat on you, because now I'm going to be exactly what you said.
Right, I've become exactly what you said. So, I wrote down, so to the abusers that may be listening, you have to become the change that you want to see.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, and oftentimes we're afraid of that word change, and that's in anything that we do. We don't want change at work. We don't want change at home. We don't want change in our relationships. So change is a really difficult word for people to process, but you have to become the change that you want to see. Right?
And that's what I liked about the title of y'all show, Time for Change.
Time for Change.
I want to tell you, ladies, I admire what you're doing. I support you 100%. And please continue to do this, because we need to get the information out there.
Absolutely.
And women need to know, at any time you're in these situations, it's people like yourself that can give them some help and understanding on how to diffuse your situation and remove yourself from it. Because nobody should be accepting any kind of abuse. And we've been seeing it too much.
I want to get your feel on this, because it's coming from a prior abuser. I know you don't wear that tag at all. No. But I just want to say, because oftentimes I'll say it in some of my talks, that in relationships, one way of dealing with that anger, we should have those conversations early, right? And we should say to each other, listen, when things get a little heated, okay, I'm going to say a code word. And that code word means that time out. We've done enough. We've gone too far. You know what I mean? So if I'm having that conversation with him in the beginning and I'm saying, listen, I know I can get a little mouthy, okay? I know that sometimes I might get a little mouthy. You might say a little something that might hit low below the belt. But if I say to you, okay, I need to go talk to my grandfather, being as though my grandfather is deceased, you know that, okay, wait a minute, like we need to do a timeout. You know what I mean? If I say, I listen, because I'm not good at walking away. I'm not, you might not be good at walking away, but if you were to say to me, okay, you know what, I need to go have a talk with my mother, I'm going to say to myself, your mama, but your mom, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like at that moment. Does that make sense to you as the...
Yes. I'm going to share something that's a technique that my wife and I use. We call it confession.
Okay.
So anytime that we have something we think is going to put us in a negative, what we do is we say confession. So I'll say to her, I'll say confession, and she'll repeat it back to me. She'll say confession. And then what happens is, in that time, we can talk about anything, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Right. But we made this pact that when we say confession, we cannot get mad. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if she did something to offend me really bad, what I do is I'll come to her, I say confession. And she'll say confession. I say, well, what you just did disrespected me, and I don't like it. Mm-hmm. And then she'll look back at me and she'll say confession. And I say, I have to respond confession. She'll say, well, the reason why I did it is because you stepped on my foot and didn't say excuse me. Mm-hmm. Right. So now in confession, we have to analyze what happened, mm-hmm. and we remove ourselves if it doesn't come to a point of us really acknowledging that is boiling to a boiling point. Right.
I got you.
We back off, and then we
kind of bringing
it
down.
And you just start to tone it down.
Right.
But
you recognize, now she recognizes, and because you have to be aware of what is sending you off the top. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. If I don't know what's sending you off the top, I'm just going to keep on going in. Mm-hmm. Right? So, but we need those moments to say, okay, you know what? And that's awareness.
And one thing about walking away is what I have found out. Most people who walk away from altercations never deal with them. It's never resolved. Mm-hmm. But the thing that you do when you stop right there, you're forcing each other to deal with the situation at hand. What's going on? Why? How did I hurt you? How can I make this better? Exactly. Let's rectify this right now. Mm-hmm. Because what we are learning, most people who take that time out to say, well, you know, I just can't deal with this right now. Right. I just can't talk about this. It never comes back up, and they never resolve it. And next thing you know, we're in another argument, and then it's to another degree, and now it's physical. Yeah. Because we haven't even dealt with what we walked away from earlier this week. Right. And there's something else on top of that. So you always have to have a resolution. And when it's happening, you got to have a mate that you have enough love and respect for one another that I care what you thinking right now in this moment. Right. And I'm not hitting below the belt. Because below the belt is unacceptable.
Right. And you can't,
you know,
say you love
on somebody and you hurting them. That's verbal abuse. Now you going to say things. No, we ain't got to talk about nothing later. It may be, you might have to be getting your stuff later.
Yeah.
You know, because it comes to a certain point that you can't keep tolerating and abuse on any level. You got to nip it in the bud. Be like he said, hey, what you just said right there, that really bothered me. That hurt my feelings. That triggered something in me. And that's why it's important to know your triggers, because we know through domestic violence, it's traumatic. So you're having that post-traumatic stress that's coming up, and it's triggering those issues. Mm-hmm. So you can't be around nobody that's triggering those bad feelings and everything. You can't do it.
And you got to acknowledge it to a point where you're saying, okay, I know if I call her this, she gonna hit me. Yeah. And if I say this to him, he's gonna hit me. So now what you got to do is now you say to me, I'm not gonna let it escalate to that point. But the most important thing is you have to remove yourself from anybody who want to continue bringing it on. Yep. If they looking for confrontation, then you got to remove yourself from that. You got to put yourself in a position and say, look, I'm bigger and better than that. You have no right to hurt me, cuss me, disrespect me. Yep. And that's anybody. I'm not walking down the same street where I know they throwing rocks.
There you go. That's right.
There it is.
That's right. And keep doing the same thing, thinking you're going to get a different outcome.
Right. You do this. What they say, you do the same thing, you get the same result.
Yes.
So can you tell us how people can get in touch with you, especially for your photography and whatever else you have going on, or if you have anything coming up?
Well, actually, the name of my company is Photo Time and Production, PTP, which stands for Photo Time and Production, but also it stands for People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. I not only do photography, I do showcasing, artist development, mentoring. I come on every day at 6:30 on Facebook, and as we know that I'm getting ready to team up with these young ladies somehow enough, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to figure out how to work it in, and I'm going to be also doing some of the things that they're doing. You can reach me at 703-798-7230. That's 703-798-7230. You can email me at rodneygptp@yahoo.com. You can also get me on Facebook and Instagram And my wife is my partner as well, so I'm going to throw her email out there too. I you know, she always in the background laying in the cut, but her email
making it happen.
Yeah. Hers is ZenaPTP@yahoo.com. And what we do is, you know, we got some real powerful things coming up this year. 2018 is a year of recovery. And
I love that.
Yeah, so we're growing, and I just appreciate being here with you two ladies. You shared a little bit with me, and it just made me excited to come out and say, I don't care who see this. If it's a guy and you putting your hands on somebody, stop it. You want to show your man, go to the gym and get them gloves and hit the bag, or hit another man and hit your back. You feel me? You want to show you real tough. If you beating on a child, you abusing a child, stop it. Right. If it's a woman out there getting beat, don't let them do that. You don't deserve it. God didn't put none of us on here to be mistreated, not one person. So, you know, with that said, you know, ladies, I really appreciate you having me on. You call me anytime I'm coming out. Time for change. Hey, y'all got to, hey, this is hot. They making this thing happen.
Thank you.
Yes. Time for change. You heard it. You heard it from Rodney Grimes telling it like it is. That we appreciate you so much, and we just appreciate your courage, because a lot of people like to steal because of the guilt and shame that's tied into with domestic violence. They're not ready, but we got to get rid of all the guilt and shame. You know, a lot of times we went through things we didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know any better and everything, but we're changing. We're coming out of that because we know God had got something better for us.
I say this, if a guy, he said, oh, I'm a recovering alcoholic, then you still an alcoholic. You still using that term. I'm not an abuser. Right. I'm not. Have I ever experienced it? Yes, I have. But I'm not. Right. See, and the woman that been with me for the last 10 years, she can stand on a stack of bottles and tell you. Every now and then she can get a little hot-headed, right? And but you know what I do? I call my daughters. I say, yo, help, something. But, you know, I just respect her as a woman first. Yes. And then remove myself and just stay as a man and do the right thing. So, you know, just, it's no excuse to be physically abusing nobody. And I just say, if you let the kids see it, they're going to grow up and think that it's supposed to be happening in their life. And that's the wrong message we need to give them.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on. I truly appreciate you taking the time to come out and share with us. We'll have to take him on the road with us, I tell you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The courage enough to speak up. We need that. And
Absolutely.
A lot of men don't, so
and we appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate that.
So we're going to take a break right now. Time for a change, and we'll be right back.
Hey baby, I'm so glad to see you. I know it's been a long time, but there's something I need to say. Ever since the day I met you, I've never been able to forget you. You're always on my mind. It was just a matter of time. No one else could take your place. Crazy may seem to be the case, but you could be the one to tap my shoulder, and that will be over. I'm about to come over, so come and take my hand. Girl, I got the plan. I know it's been a long time, but you're still fine and you're blowing my mind. Girl, you had my heart from the very start. I knew this day would come, and you will always be the one. So hold up, you hear it last. This might be the blast from the past. There is something that I wanna do, 'cause girl, I'm still in love with you. And if by chance, I know we must, this time it can be all about us. Wanna be with you again before I turn to dust. Wanna be with you again. Wanna be with you again. Wanna be with you again before I turn to dust. Wanna be with you again. dust, turn to dust. It's alright, it's okay, we can do this day by day. I really wanna hear you say you stay, that's what I pray, I'm yours today. I always been one to have somebody, but next to you that's life. Cause you could be the one to tap my shoulder, and that would be over, I'm about to come over. So come and take my hand, girl, I got the plan. I know it's been a long time, but you're still fine and you're blowing my mind. Girl, you had my heart from the very start. I knew this day would come, and you will always be the one. So you hear it last. This might be a blast from the past. There is something that I wanna do, 'cause girl, I'm still in love with you. And if by chance I know you must, this time it could be all about us. Wanna be with you again before I turn to dust, turn to dust. Wanna be with you again. Be with you again. I'ma be with you again before I turn to dust. I wanna turn to dust. Be with you again before I be with you again. I wanna be with you again before I turn to dust, turn to dust. Be with you again. Be with you again. Be with you again before I turn to dust, turn to dust. Wanna be with you again. Wanna be with you again. Wanna be with you again before I turn to dust.
Hello, and welcome back to Time for a Change
With Sherry
and McYon.
We all over the place today.
Yes. So you see, we have another guest here. We have 9-year-old Kelis Glanville in the house.
An entrepreneur.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. So we're going to read Kelis' bio real quick, and then we're going to start the conversation with her. So 9-year-old Kelis loves God, and God being the center of her life. It all started at the age of 2 years old, when Kelis always had a desire and a passion for fashion. Being birthed by her mother, who always kept her fly and looking swagged out from head to toe, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, because Kelis found herself in her mom's closet every day, dressing up in her mother's clothes and shoes, walking around the house in 6-inch heels like a pro, wrapping herself in blankets and putting accessories and different pieces together on her dolls, and styling herself and also giving ideas to her mom. One day, Kelis asked her mom to buy her a drawing book. The drawing book downloaded the gifts that God gave her, and when she started being creative, drawing clothes and accessories, the clothes by making the accessories to go with her dress and a bag to go with it. So she also started designing shoes and a whole outfit from top to bottom, and she found herself perfecting her gift. Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Y'all better watch
So you
out.
do a whole ensemble.
Yeah.
You're going to give us the shoes.
Okay.
You're going to give us the skirts, the jackets, the pants, and everything.
We're going to talk later.
Okay, so Kelis, tell us how did you start this fabulous life of being a fashion designer?
Well, it all started when I was 2 years old, as my bio said. I like to go in my mom's closet and be putting on her heels and her lipstick and everything, and be showing her. And then when I was growing up, I asked her to keep buying me drawing books. And then there was this one drawing book where it had these people where you could actually make the clothes on them. So I made a lot of clothes on them. And then I showed my mom. And then that's when I got a showcase from Queen Effie. And first, let me say, I couldn't have done this without God.
Yes. Yeah. Amen to that.
And He is the center of this. And back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Queen Effie gave me this, the opportunity to showcase my designs. And that's when I started actually getting serious about it and making more designs, which I have for you right here.
Yes, and we definitely want to see those. So,
there's a couple outfits in there.
Yeah, it's a few in there that I want. But she brought up Queen of Fee. So Queen of Fee is having her. She has this event yearly where she has Passion Over Poverty, and it's a teen talent showcase. So she has everyone. If you can dance, if you're a poet, you sing or whatever, she'll give you a platform. And so it's actually this Friday at 6 p.m. at Ridge Road Recreation Center. And so I will definitely be there. You know, I'll be definitely there rooting you on and working. I know your mom going to have me working. But I will be there definitely to support you. And so let us see some of your designs here.
Okay. So.
Well,
you can first go ahead. I just see.
Right. Yeah. You have to tell us the name of your clothing line.
Okay, the name of my clothing line is Ashira Rich Girl Trends. How I came up with the name is because, well, it is my middle name, and I like the sound of it, so that's where I got the first part from. And then the definition of Ashira is rich. So, and as you know, I am a girl, and I'm very trendy, so I put together Ashira Rich Girl Trends.
Awesome. Love it. And I love your logo, and I love you on there. It's really cute. So can you show us some of your designs?
Okay. Yeah. Hold it up.
That is really cute. Show it up to that camera right there. Yes, that one.
Look at the
that
puffy.
Is beautiful.
Look at the trendy.
So it has the little
Yeah.
So that's the top, and then show them the pants. Let me see. Let me hold this one for you.
Isn't that
These
nice?
are the pants. This is gorgeous.
I want that outfit.
Yes, I love those puffy shoulders. Okay, now show my outfit because I need this little outfit right here.
Right.
Yes, I need this. I'm gonna hold. You hold this one. I'll hold that. I need this one right here.
Yeah.
I need this one right here. I
so
love
those
that.
are like joggers, guys, and the black part she says is mesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Y'all not ready?
No, not ready at all.
Y'all not
and
ready?
also show that other. It was another outfit.
What about
the jean one? Then you have like a jean dress or something like that.
coat?
There you go.
Trench coat.
So this is a jean trench coat that she has designed. Trench coat dress.
Get it right.
Yes. Okay. And she will
This
she be
dress
having
here this dress here has a nude piece.
the green one?
But I haven't really created that part yet.
So in the middle it's a
This one is still under design. Don't let nobody see that too quick. Somebody be stole that. Put that. Don't do that real
green
quick.
pants. I just like that though.
And then I have this one.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's like a jacket.
Yeah.
I love those puff
know.
shoulders. That
Like the
is
puffy
real
shoulders.
cute.
And there's
Oh
long
no,
in the back.
you know what you need to show them? My other outfit, that jumper with the top, with the puff sleeves and the bow.
With the suspenders.
Yes, show that. That is gorgeous. And we all know the suspenders and jumpers and everything
Let
is
me
definitely
find that one. I
the
have a lot of
season
them.
for that. You guys see
Girl,
all
she
this
has
work
her
that she
notes,
has been
her
doing?
Detailed notes on the side. You guys aren't ready.
Yes.
Here it is. Here's your outfit.
Yeah, there you go, right
Here it
there.
is.
So those is the suspenders, but then when she turns it around, there's a shirt
There's that shirt
with
right
the
there.
big bow on the side.
Yes.
That is awesome.
That is gorgeous.
And then it has the gold piece to go under the bow. I think I showed it.
And so some of these designs will come to life on Friday. She has 4 models. I mean, she has 14. Did I say 4?
Now, this
I'm
one is a
sorry. I meant to
3-piece.
say
I have a
14.
this
She has 14 designs that she will be showcasing. So that's a whole collection. That's
one
a
is-
collection.
This one is a 3-piece though.
3-piece.
It has the
Girl, you done
jacket.
bought the 3 pieces back out.
Do you know these are the zippers, so you could unzip
Zip
it.
off the
So
sleeves
you
off?
take the sleeves off.
Yeah, you could take the sleeve off. Oh, sorry.
This is gorgeous. So this,
are the
so
zippers
this
where
is
you
the
can take the
3-piece.
Look at the pants, the joggers though.
And then it has a shira on the side of the hood right there.
Awesome. So guys, we definitely have to support our youth entrepreneurs. We encourage our youth entrepreneurs. We encourage our children that you don't have to wait till you're grown to know
right.
what you want to do. You can be a youth designer. You can be a youth author. You can run a business. You can put some lemonade together. Whatever you need to do, we need to start showing our children that we invest in them and get them to start their own businesses.
That's right.
You know, we got to start creating wealth. And that's how you create wealth, doing your own thing. Absolutely. Which one is that? Is that the black dress you were talking about?
And
at the top has leather? So it's a fitted dress and it has leather at the top.
The first layer has leather and then it's a gold zipper going down. You can like zip it down. And then it's a fitted dress. Like someone who has hips.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
We appreciate that.
Make sure you have a shake with that.
We don't want you putting it on and you shouldn't.
Right.
I
need you to wear that dress, girl.
Oh, that is cute. So you design for everyone. So so we've seen all the ladies. Do you have anything in there for boys?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, let's see what we have for boys.
I have this sweatsuit.
Oh, that is cute. So show that, Sherry.
Yep.
I have the joggers
Like the
to go
hoodie.
with it. And then that part is like it's zippers.
Oh, this is the outfit I like with the pencil skirt and the
Oh,
puffy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
I got
cute.
a little mixed up. So this puffy shirt goes
With the bow at the bottom.
With the
Yeah,
pencil
bow at the
skirt.
bottom.
Goes with the pencil
pencil
Oh
skirt.
yeah, that ain't gonna
And
do
then
that.
this
Would
right
look
here
nice
is a
with the
gold
pencil
zipper.
skirt.
Yeah, that's gonna
This
look really
shirt
cute.
and
I
then
like
this
that.
shirt it goes with these pants.
Oh,
You
okay.
better go
I
ahead.
got everything a little mixed up.
I need
Oh,
this.
I need them
This right here.
too.
This right here too.
This is gorgeous.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, you can
Cute
show.
little
And ladies,
shirt.
prom is coming, so if you want your dress custom made, just
I know that's right. Listen here, y'all better get with her. Get with
Did y'all hear what she
Ashara,
said?
Rich
If y'all
Girl
have
Trends.
somebody that's getting ready to go to the prom and they're looking for a customized dress that is just for them and not store bought, you need to contact Celise here.
Some ways you can contact me is on Facebook. My Facebook page is Ashira, Ishara, and then the number is 240, and then my number is to contact me is 240-360-8775. So be ready.
Be ready and get with her. I'm telling you, these designs are beautiful. So definitely, if you have time on Friday and you want to come out, you can definitely come to Ridge Road Recreation Center in Washington, D.C. at 6 p.m. Also, we see you with Wade for Sure badge.
for
Okay,
sure.
so then she's also in the political arena. So tell us what's going on with Mr. Wade.
Okay, so Kendall Wade is a man that is running for Prince George's County Sheriff. You should vote for him because he will end all the bad things like domestic violence, which Miss McYown, you have gone through, and which my mother has suffered through. But you two are still living to this day.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes,
And
thank you, Jesus.
Another thing is bullying, which kids at my age do not want to go to school because if you've seen on the news, there was a shooting, and that the kids who are getting bullied can't take it no more, and they're just getting guns from out of nowhere, you don't know, and shooting up the schools and everything. And another reason why you should vote for Mr. Wade is because he will take away all the guns in houses, which they don't need them for unless it's self-defense or anything like that. And he will put in metal detectors in the schools to see if any kids are coming in with guns, because you don't know what they could be having in their book bags. And he will make our community a better place and he will end all those stuff that I was just talking about, like domestic violence, bullying, people killing people for no reason at all, and stuff like that.
Well, we'll definitely have to ask him to come on out to the show so that he can definitely discuss his platform with us. Yeah, you've done a great job, though.
Yes, and she's one of his volunteers.
And you'll have to come back, too, because you're, great spokeswoman.
Great.
Yes.
I know he definitely appreciates you. I know he's seen all these videos with you talking about him. You're doing him a great
The
service.
last time I was on here, he called me and told me that he's seen me.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, keep on speaking out here.
And I
Yeah.
want
Every
you
time
to
I
stay
come
involved.
on here, I always represent him.
That's right. That's
and I want you to stay involved and know that your local elections are your very important elections.
Absolutely.
Okay? So
And
even
June
as you
20
grow up,
sorry.
make sure that
Yes.
you stay involved with your local elections and stay involved with your community. That's where you make change. Okay.
Absolutely. And hold on one second. I got to plug my bishop. And also, since we on this, Bishop C. Anthony Muse, he is definitely running for our next county exec. So you definitely got to check him out. And thank you for the support and everything. And Bishop, we love you and keep doing everything that you're doing out here in the community. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, elections are on, I think it was June 26th.
June 26th. Okay.
Yeah, June 26th.
Mm-hmm.
So come out and support.
That's right.
Come out and support. Do not sit back.
I mean, it doesn't even get any better than that.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Y'all already know how I feel about the children. Okay, so when I see children that are goal driven,
right,
and not only goal driven, but loves the Lord and and knows how to confess that they love the Lord, and she's involved in the community. Y'all don't understand how that moves me, because that's what it's all about. As we have to raise our babies to understand, one, about being goal oriented and loving the Lord and being able to give back. That's all it's about.
Yes.
That's all it's about.
Yes.
And this baby just sat here in 15 minutes and displayed all of that. So I love you, little girl.
Thank you.
I love you, little girl. Yes, Lord.
You say, I love you, little girl. Yes, we do. We're so proud of you.
You say, little girl. Yes, indeedy. So I'm very proud of you, and I'm definitely looking for big things to happen.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
And that showcase is not the end of my career. That's we're just getting started.
No, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
This is just the beginning.
This is just little.
Yes, this a little snippet of what's going to
This
happen.
is just the beginning, baby. Okay.
Yeah, after you get these designs that come to light, we want you to come back on here, and we want you to have your models up here, and we want you to showcase your things here, okay?
So how did we get an outfit? Oh, I guess we'll talk about that afterwards, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Custom made.
That's
Custom made.
I just
fit right to you. Okay, we like that.
I like that
need
yellow
that
shirt with the pencil skirt. I like that.
Uh-oh. Yellow skirt, pencil skirt. Yellow shirt with a pencil skirt.
With a bow on the side.
I got you.
Uh-oh. We love it. So watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget the proms. And she also said that if the guys wanted to match the girls' dresses,
then hit me up.
That's right. I love her.
Hit her up. Give them that number again, and also your Facebook.
My Facebook
handle
page is Ashira. Again, that is IISHARA. And then the number to contact me is 240-360-8775.
Awesome. Well, we thank you so much, and we're so proud of you. And we will be there on Friday to support you. And I'm just excited.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
It's going to be in a gym, so it's going to be really big.
You can't do that, sweetie.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome back to Time for a Change with Sherry
and McKeon.
So we're here. So we're going to wrap up. So I just wanted to say thank you to our guests. We had Rodney Grimes on with the photographer with Photo Times Photography, right? Mm-hmm. Say that again. Photo Time and Productions. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we had Rodney Grimes on. You can reach him at rodneygptp@yahoo.com, and you can reach his wife at Zena PTP Zena G PTP@yahoo.com, and that's Zena ZINA, right? So you can reach them there. We also have the young entrepreneur on, and you can reach her on FB at ISHARA, right? On Facebook. And the phone number is 240-360-8775. Again, that's 240-360-8775. So we had an awesome discussion today. We talked about domestic violence and how it affects the children and those generational curses and domestic violence. And I just want to say that every show I learn and I grow something new. So I learned something new today as well when you stated that we don't want to hit below the belt. And I think a lot of my responses, because I become defensive, are sometimes, so I need to, get that under control.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's about sharing and learning.
Right.
Sharing and learning what we've been through, and hopefully that once we go through something, because we know with God, everything that we go through is not about us, it's about helping someone else. So we have to be able to be as open as we can and honest so people can know that, well, if they got through that, then I can get out of where I am, because we're always speaking to people who are at where we were, to be able to bring them over. So we definitely appreciate that. Appreciate Mr. Grimes being so open and candid the way he was. It's big. And, every time we do something and we have men talk, it's big, because people always want to know. A lot of women always want to know, well, what do men think about this? Because most of the times more men are doing the abusing. And I say to them, well, sometimes, right now with what we know, we really can't look at it from that point of view, saying that men are always the ones that's abusing. It's because you got the flip side where men don't report abuse, and men go through a lot of abuse as well.
Exactly, because there are a lot of aggressive women out there.
And there's a lot of men that has lost their life from women killing them.
Exactly.
In abusive relationships, with them being the same way how a victim is a victim, they thinking that it will get better. But we have to all understand that it will never get better without help. And if you are in that situation right now, in a domestic violence situation, there is help. There's a 1-800-799-SAFE hotline that you can call, and they will be able to give you any resources that you may need in your area. You can call that number throughout the country. Again, that number is 1-800-799-SAFE. And also, if you wanted to be able to support Kelis here, she do have a GoFundMe page. So do you have that information? Okay. Kelis Glanville. So you can definitely go on there on GoFundMe and search for her and definitely support her. She's definitely starting out and she needs help with building her business. So, let's all support her and pull into our community, because remember, it takes a whole village. It takes a village to do this. And so we have to be able to support her and other youth. And also, if you have a youth entrepreneur and you would like for them to come on the show and be showcased, you can definitely reach out to us at time4changeradio@gmail.com.
Definitely. And if you would like to see a couple of Charlize's pieces.
Calises.
I
was like, you didn't add it.
All messed up.
I know her name and her company.
I just messed that all up. On Friday, you can come out Friday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. At the Ridge Road Community Center in Southeast D.C. Mm-hmm. Okay? All right, so I thank you guys for tuning in to Time for a Change, and we will see you next Monday from 6:30 to 8. Same place, same time.
Absolutely. And next week, we will have the phenomenal Queen of Fee and also Pamela M. Hawk in the studio. They are both advocates out here that is fighting for change within domestic violence. So we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Now that just...
Try